Okay, guys, I'm only going to be able to be with you like the first 10 minutes. So if some of you guys are late, here are videos that will help you. So we're still working on our constant of proportionality. So remember, from a table of information, you want to find K. Remember, K equals Y over X. So this is your Y's. And these are your X's. So I usually just pick, well, I'm not going to pick the first two numbers here. I usually do pick the first, but look, it's 0, 0. No, I'm not going to use that one. So I'm going to come down here and use this. So my Y over X is going to be 6 over 2. Now, 6 over 2 is the same thing as 6 divided by 2, which that equals 3. So I could give a multiple of answers here for my K. So we start out with 6 over 2. I could also reduce that by 2, save it like a fraction, and that would be 3 over 1. So I could say my answer is 6 over 2. I could say my answer is 3. I could say my answer is 3 over 1. Now, do I have to give all three of these answers? Nope, I do not. Just one of them, any of them, is correct. But whatever answer you use up here, let's use down in the next part. Remember, Y equals KX. And the K we already have up here. So I'm going to say, I'm going to use the 3 as my answer. So down here, my answer, I've already got the Y equals, so K is 3, X. Now, if you wanted to use the answer 6 over 2, then you would have said 6 over 2x. Either way. Okay, so you're going to do these. Now, these have decimals. Do decimals scare us? No. But if you don't like decimals, could you use these two? Yeah. Same. Okay, so then we also did it with graphs. Now, I pick a point. Now, if I pick this point, it doesn't really tell me what that number is. I think it would be a 3, but I'm not for sure. And I sure don't know what that number would be. So I'm not going to pick that point. I can pick any point, so why would I pick that one? I'm going to pick this one. Because I know what my Y is, because this is my Y up and down. And I know that this is my X that goes side to side. So I know K equals Y over X. So I know that would be 96 over 6. Now, I'm going to test it. I'm going to see if 96 over 6 will give me a pretty number. I don't know. 96 divided by 6. Yep, pretty number. So I would say, or 16. I would use the 16. Now, can you use the 96 over 6? Absolutely. You could do 16 over 1. Any of those. Whatever answer you choose to use here, either this or this, make sure you use it down here. Remember, Y equals KX. I already have the Y equals. K, I said, was 16X. And you're going to do the same thing here and here. All right. Then I put some review problems in here. When something looks like a fraction like this, it's also a division problem. And we've already talked about that. Look here. Up here, I said that 6 over 2 was the same thing as 6 divided by 2. So 6 over 2 equals 6 divided by 2. It's a division problem. So when you have this down here, I know that can sure make you sick doing that, sorry. A over 17, that's saying A divided by 17 equals 9. This and this are the same problem, just written two different ways. Now, when I have a missing number, which I do is A, I do the opposite, and the opposite of division is multiplication. So instead of dividing by 17, I'm going to do the opposite and multiply by 17. Now, this looks a little freaky this way, but here we go. So I'm going to say I'm going to multiply this side by 17. Remember, side by side means to multiply, so I'm going to multiply this side by 17. These 17s cancel out. That's where that A equals come from. And 9 times 17 is 153. Now, let me get rid of all these little markings here. Go back to the original. If I put in 153 here is what we said A was. Put in your calculator. 153 divide by 17 and then hit equals, and I guarantee you it'll come out a 9. Okay, remember side by side, multiply. Side by side, multiply. So instead of multiplying by 3, we're going to do the opposite and divide by 3. And whatever I do to one side, I'm going to do to the other. So I divide this by 3. These cancel out. There's that x. And 66 divided by 3 is 22. If you watch the video, I'll give you the answers. Okay, here, still, this was a one-step division question. This is a one-step multiplication equation. This is a one-step addition equation. So we're going to, instead of adding 98, we're going to do the opposite and subtract 98. And whatever I do to one side, I do to the other. These cancel out. There's that A by itself. And 154 subtract 98 is 56. And then here is a one-step subtraction equation. I want to get the x by itself. So instead of subtracting 48, I'm going to do the opposite and add 48. And whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other side. These sides cancel out. There's where that x equals comes from. And 19 plus 48 is 67. If you watch the video, I give you most of the answers. Now, when you come to school this week, we're going to go back and work on our two-step equations. That's why I wanted to practice on the one-steps. See ya Thursday or Friday. Can't wait.